Hello. Today I want to talk to you about a method, a little technique that you can use and implement it in your team to make sure that you guys never go home flat. You know, some days when you're leaving your office or seeing your team around you and they're going home and they're all like, another day, another dollar. So that's where you will see, I wish I could do something that team is not feeling like that at the end of the day. These are the situations that might need this technique be helpful for you. Let's say it's been a very boring day. Considering these days we are in COVID, where most of the time are not having the most exciting days in our professional life. Or it's been a very heavy day. There's been a lot that has happened, a lot of work, a lot of client meetings, a lot of conversations, and you are at the end of the day drained. You can also see it in your team that they are just exhausted. Another situation is that it's been a really bad day. Let's say you've lost a deal, or you know one of your team members has lost a deal, or delivery has gone south and you've had a very, let's say, unkind feedback from your client, and after all that work, today is not the best day. So here is a practice that you can implement to make sure that you are leaving the office in high vibe, high energy, and you and your team are not feeling, let's say, flat. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to set up a 15-minute checkout. That's the time that you bring everyone in a team. It could be any time of day, around 4:30, 5:30, 7:30, whatever is working for your team. And here's what we're going to do. They're going to come together and each person will say the things that has happened today that was good and the thing that wasn't so great. And the emphasis here is on the things that has been good, has gone well. This is the practice of training our minds to find good stuff that also happen in those days, but we might not notice them, or we notice them but kind of dismiss them. I work with sales executives, sales leaders to fast track opportunities in their pipelines. And one of the things that we need to work is to basically maintain our energy and our team's energy. And this is not always by doing all these physical exercises and perhaps fake pep talks. It's by changing our mindset and small practices that we can do. This is not any sales methodology. This is not any fancy tool. It's just a 15-minute get together. How did I go? What was a mini win that I had? I do love mini win because mini win is not a massive celebratory win. It's just something that, is on a positive note and I like to mention it. And the benefit of it is that firstly, you're training your team to look at something that is positive. Second is there is something to build on top of it. Once there is a state of positivity, or at least balance the state, is not negative, you've got something to say, okay, so now that has happened, let's do this. To make sure this session is effective, you need to be mindful that it goes around the table and everybody gets to share. And also you need to be mindful that emphasis is on happy and positive statements. You can prompt them, what is one tiny thing that was good? What's one tiny thing that was okay? And that will help them to shift their energy from lower energy stuff to high vibe, high energy stuff. The other thing that if you see a recurring pattern, if you see is for 5 days, everybody comes in and says, this is the problem, and they haven't been able to do anything about it. Or general mood is very not so great, and you need to do something about it. This allows you to check the room temperature and take some action outside that. So don't let anything go more than 3 consecutive days as something negative. it requires an action. Something needs to be done outside. And you can take that action outside and do something about it. I learned this method from a software house. That's how at the end of the day, they were coming together and they were sharing their wins and making sure that everyone is comfortable going home. And it was very human conversation. Remember, this is not about stand-ups as what did I do, what did I get right, what did I achieve. It's about how I felt. And that's very interesting and completely different about checkout at the end of the day. I hope this has given you some ideas. I would love to see how you guys implement it in your teams and what are your observations. As a sales leader, knowing what's going on in your team is the first step to be able to improve it. If you know a team or a person that they are struggling with this problem in their teams, please share this video with them. The best method to learn is when we receive something small, a hint or a guide from a friend or family member that is around us. And that's way more effective than going to a course or reading an article on LinkedIn or somewhere. That's how we actually learn from our people around us. So thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.